I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars Mystery Shopping Report. Audi in Coral Springs. Coral Springs right there near Fort Lauderdale in South Florida for you folks listening around the world. I refer to that area as the Sodom and Gomorrah of the car retail business. The further south in Florida you go, on the southeast coast, the worse and more dangerous it becomes to buy a car. So Audi at Coral Springs, Fort Lauderdale, for all intents and purposes, was recently bought by the Lithia Auto Group. Now, usually we think auto groups, we think Auto Nation, and that's big, but the Lithia Auto Group is actually larger than Auto Nation now. And that happened earlier in the COVID issue pandemic with the frenzy of buying car dealerships. Car dealerships, everybody's buying car dealerships. They're making so damn much money, everybody wants one. And the public groups buying them up, and Lithia, Lithia, bought so many of them, they're higher on the ranking now. They probably got close to 300 dealerships. And one of them they bought was the Audi of Coral Springs. Okay, I'm speaking in the first person as if I were Agent Lightning. James greeted me as soon as I walked in the door. I let him know that I was a little taken back by markups on the cars I saw out front and almost didn't come inside. He said, well, that's a starting point for New Yorkers. You're a New Yorker, aren't you? A little humor there, I guess. I laughed and said, no. James asked me how soon I plan on buying, and I said, as soon as possible, but not with a markup. He then asked which car I was looking at. I said I wasn't sure, maybe he would help me. This would be my first Audi. He showed me the A3, the 4, and the 5, and all were in a line on the showroom floor. And he told me that he and his wife both drive an Audi 4, A4. He thinks I'll really like it. I said, perfect, show me what you have available. He asked me to follow him outside, and we could take the golf cart. Once outside, couldn't find the golf cart. And I asked him if I mind walking to the lot, which was over another building. He said, oh, there's the golf cart, so we found it. He apologized again about the golf cart, and also that they didn't have as many Audi 4s as he thought. Some must have been sold. He said he believes his enterprise possibly bought them. I said that I really like the gray one on the showroom floor. He said, perfect, let's go buy a car. Now, it's interesting to me that Enterprise, they're the very large rental company. They're affiliated with a lot of dealerships, and they supply rental cars for the dealers' usage. And dealers usually buy and sell cars from Enterprise. So they're kind of like a dealer-centric auto group, rental group, and they provide probably the majority of cars to service customers. He didn't offer for me to take a test drive then, and I think he caught himself and was being lazy and said, well, it drove nicely, don't you think? I said, well, I definitely will want to drive it before I decide to buy, but I guess I'll take your word for it. He asked if I wanted to see a price. I said, sure. He then asked for my license and phone number. I said he's going to have to come up with something good because I know my other half, my husband hates car shopping and won't pay up over MSRP. He said it's nearing the end of the year. Will I be putting down money in financing or I'll be paying cash? I said probably $8,000 to $10,000. He said the owner that bought them out last November, that's when Lithia bought out Audi of Coral Springs, Lithia, and isn't afraid to lose money to sell cars. That's silly, but that's his way of getting you interested. But he will not take off the $1,495 low jack addendum, but will discount it. So he set the stage there for what we would see later on the buyer's order. He excused himself and returned about five minutes later with the sheet. He asked what I thought. I said, not too bad. And as I look at it, there are some extras here that he didn't mention in the conversation. There's a processing dock fee of $1,000 listed. Actually, it's only $999 processing dock fee. That's a hidden fee. He didn't mention it. Showed on this worksheet. It didn't have any other hidden fees. They did have the low jack, which he said would not come off. The rest of it was accessories. We'll assume those weren't hidden accessories, and that's where we stand. He asked what I thought. I said, not too bad. This is the best you can do. James replied, no. If you're ready to sign right now, I can likely come down another $1,500 to $2,000. I said, okay. Put my hat on. I'll call my husband. He handed me the paper. I said I could go over there and call him, come down in price once I get the okay. I said, that's not going to work. He said, okay, I'm here. When and if you're ready, let me give you my card. Let me know. Texting works best. This car was sitting on the showroom floor just as I walked in. It's a limousine of Audis. It does everything, including, I hate to say this on the air, but it's interesting that he would say that to a lady, to a woman, prospective customer. It'll do everything, include rub your butt while you sit in the back seat. I think that's poor taste and not fitting of a professional salesperson. But that's just me. So we'll see if we have any votes in now. Rick?
I'm going to say a D for the dealership.
You get an F.
My grade is going to be, I'm going to give them a C-. I think because they just bought them recently in November, I think you'll see an upgrade in the way they treat customers. We'll probably be back in the next 6 months. Supplemental label is an obvious effort to jack the price up, and that's what all dealers are doing now. They did take these off, as he said they would, but the nitrogen was there. Nitrogen is really an insult to a consumer's intelligence. Consumer Reports, as a matter of fact, said that nitrogen in auto tires is totally useless, worth nothing. They had wheel lock, nitrogen fill. They had permaplate protection for $14.95. They took that off. The one thing they did not take off was the low jack, which they kept on there at I think a $1,495 price or something like that. So that fills in for the people that did not see what the supplemental label had. As I say, that nitrogen was taken off the price, but she had to ask for it. Agent Lightning had to ask for it. I'm a little disappointed. I think, as I say, Lithia, AutoNation, the big auto groups out there, you rarely see egregious, obvious, stupid activity at those dealerships. They're just too exposed. And if you want to have some fun, you could go online to any publicly owned automobile dealership, and you can pull up their actual numbers. I'm always shocked at their profit numbers in finance and insurance. And I see how they do it on a per car basis, and you'll see that these car dealerships will make $3,000 on every car they sell on financing. Then you add another, today, $4,000 or $5,000 on every car they sell for the sale price of the car. So, you're looking at close to $10,000 profit per car. And it's just, some of these big dealerships are selling 1,000 cars a month. Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the bell icon in the lower right-hand side of the screen.